It's the afternoon of December 18, and over the past day and today, I have started transitioning back to wood and house type work. One of those pieces of work is getting ready for the solar installation that has already begun on the roof, but the inverter panels still need to be installed. That's something that I have undertaken myself because I'm kind of particular about how the installations will go in. This is my multimedia panel, and here is power. Here's where my sprinkler system is. This is inside the mechanical room. In order to put the panels in, I first need to put in a piece of plywood for additional strength. Each of the panels is 85 pounds. They recommend putting a piece of plywood behind. I'm putting since the panels are almost 48 inches tall, I'm putting in a horizontal 48-inch piece of plywood here. This is blocking so that once the plywood is in, the sheetrock that'll rest down will have something to screw into. Typically, borders need to have more screws than just the width of the framing. This piece, I started today by moving this door opening 6 inches in this direction. And that is because the heater, the furnace that goes in is here. I thought it only needed 28 inches. It turns out that actually I thought it only needed 24 to 28 inches, and I was wrong. They're typically 30 inches needed. And in order to get casing on, I needed to just move the wall over 6 inches. Over here, these panels are going to come out 9 inches. So what ends up happening is, in order for me to get sheetrock on, I need to do that after I put this plywood on and before I put the panels on, the inverters on. Otherwise, I won't be able to have any room to get screws in this area because there's only 3 inches away from the wall. So I didn't realize this morning that when I was going to put this plywood in, that it was going to involve first moving this outlet, because the wiring that is now here had a hole up in this area, but since this whole wall moved 6 inches, the door did, there isn't a place for the wiring to get through. So started with moving this, then moving the door opening, then putting everything back together again, and now finishing up with the blocking and ready to hang the plywood. So it's taken a little longer for me to get done. Why all the pieces of wood? Well, each one of the panels, each one of these inverters is 20 inches wide. And so the 16-inch spacing doesn't work very well. So even though this is 16 inches here, the second inverter panel needs to go here. Otherwise, it won't fit up next to the multimedia panel. So I added, this is a full-length stud. This one, deliberately, I wanted to create enough space so that if I had to drill any holes down below, I could. So, and this is a 2x4, so that if we need to run any wire up behind and up through the top, we have the ability to do so without trying to figure out how to get the wire through once the plywood is in place.